Hello, welcome to our little workshop here. As you can see, we use the Polytek Poly 7420 liquid rubber and the Poly 74 series liquid rubber, the part A and part B there, and that's how we make our molds. And then we use Polyfoam R5 rigid casting foam for part A and part B, and that's how we make our frames from our molds. We then mix in two buckets, our part A and our part B. We put in our measurements for each bucket, we mix them together. Once we mix them together, then we paint them into our molds right here. This is our clamping system that we have built. And here real quick I'm going to show you how the clamping system works. So we're going to paint our stuff into there. We're going to spray our Polytek Polyease 230 release agent onto here and onto the mold. And then we take this piece right here, and could you actually help me with this for a second? Would you take this piece right here, Cree? And set this piece on top of there. So we set this piece on top of our mold. This all happens very quickly. And then we take this piece, and this goes on over top of that. We take this right here and put this down. Would you grab the cinder block? And the cinder block goes on the edge of this to the table. Then our expanding foam starts coming up and bowing out our frames, and our frames do not come out even, and our frames do not come out flush. This is the system that we have created for it, and our results are far from perfect at this point. Here is another example of one of our smaller molds that we have made from the Polytek liquid rubber, part A and B. And that's our situation. So how can you help us make better molds that we can be able to be consistent with and more affordable? Right now, this $750 for a couple 5-gallon buckets is very pricey and making it very hard for us to do our work. What are your recommendations? Is there a more permanent mold structure that we could use so we don't have to keep replacing the actual molds? Because these molds will rip every so many frames. Sometimes it'll happen after 5 frames, sometimes it'll happen after 100, but it's still not functional for the long term. Yeah, look forward to hearing back on your thoughts for that. Better clamping system, way to possibly create a permanent mold that won't tear on us. And then some sort of more affordable way to create the actual frames. That's our finished product. Here's an example of what our finished product looks like. And we need uniform for our finished product, not things that bow out and things that get giant holes in them and are uneven. Big problem with what we have currently is how uneven these things come out. Thank you for watching our video, and I look forward to doing business with you. Cheers.